For this method, we ask you to look inside. So for the equation 4 times x plus 1 squared equals 36, we're going to try to solve this problem using the looking inside method. And some students get a little confused about what looking inside means, and that's understandable because what it requires is a little bit of mental math, where we are thinking about the algebra that's being done in the problem. And so what I mean by that is you would think about what times 4 is equal to 36. So we have 4 times this group, and that's equal to 36. So I'm not going to worry about the squared or the multiplied or the plus 1. I'm just going to think simply, well, what times 4 is equal to 36? It's like, okay, well, I know that 4 times 9 is equal to 36. All right, that's a good first step. Because what we really mean then is that x plus 1 squared has to equal 9 in order for this equation to be true. So the next thing you think about is, well, what squared is equal to 9 then? And here's where you would say, well, I know that 3 squared is equal to 9, and that is true, but you really have to be careful, and that's why this thinking inside can be a nice strategy for our squared problems, is because we know that squaring something always will make it positive. So not only does 3 squared equal 9, but we also have to remember that negative 3 squared is equal to 9 as well. So that turns this problem into kind of 2 examples that we have to solve. So that x plus 1, that stuff inside these parentheses, that x plus 1 has to equal 3, and that x plus 1 has to equal negative 3 in order to make this equation true. And so finally, our 2 answers in this problem would be x equals 2 and x equals negative 4. So in these problems, you're more thinking about the algebra that's going to be done. So it's kind of a top-down approach where you're not actually going to get caught up in worrying about what to do with the squared or the plus 1. You're more thinking about the problem in general, and that can kind of help make sure that you don't go down the right path. And so looking inside is an example of a method that can be used for certain types of problems.